Hi, I'm Joe Pedersen. I'm from Waterloo, Iowa. I'm a third-year professed in the temporarily professed program here in Moreau, and I spent the last semester in Monterrey, Mexico.
And I'm Brian Kennedy. I'm in my fifth year of temporary vows. I'm originally from Pequot Lakes, Minnesota, and I spent all of my last year at a parish in Austin, Texas, St. Ignatius Martyr.
So, Brian, would you tell us what made you want to go down to Austin?
Sure. Yeah, so in my own discernment, in particular of final vows and ordination, I felt it was important for me to experience as fully as I can the life of an active, full-time religious doing the good work that we do. So for me, it was a chance to experience that and to get a little bit more perspective on what being a priest in Holy Cross is all about. So how about for you? What were you up to last year?
So for last semester, I was at our parish in Monterrey, Mexico. It's a Holy Cross parish. It's a very large parish with, I think there are about 30,000 Catholics who live in that parish. And it's a very active place. I went there because I wanted to discern a little bit more about what it would be like to live in the missions, what it would be like to serve in the missions, and also what it'd be like to live in another culture, especially one that experiences a lot of poverty. So I wanted to see what it would be like to live in that environment, to encounter those people, and also to try to learn Spanish. I didn't have much Spanish going in, and by the end I was able to speak better, even not perfectly.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So what was maybe a grace or a challenge from your last year, Brian?
Yeah, for me, I'd say one of the biggest graces and really joys was, in fact, the work. The work was challenging because there was a lot to do. But it was different from school. So in seminary, we're mostly studying. We do some ministry. But in the parish, there's a million things to do. So I had a chance to teach, to do some preaching, to work all kinds of ministries in the parish. Even like conducting committal rites and things like that at the graveside. Getting a chance to do things that you really never have the opportunity when you're here in the seminary and school. So that was a great joy, but also a challenge, but something that I was really happy to experience and to take with me into this my last year of formation discernment before final vows. So.
And for me, I would say one of the greatest graces was really encountering the people there and seeing their lives up close. One of the great ministries that they do at the parish is communion visits to the sick every Friday morning. And so I would go with one other minister, and we would go and visit 5 or 6 or 8 homes to distribute communion and to just sit there and pray with the people in their illness, in their old age. I was able to encounter a lot of really beautiful, faithful people and get to know their stories a little bit. And that was a really big blessing. It was definitely eye-opening in a lot of ways, but it was a real blessing for me.
That's great. Do you have any advice you would offer to those who are discerning this life?
Yeah, that's discernment is challenging, especially discernment of the kind that we do. You know, a lifetime discernment of religious life, of priesthood. I think one of the keys for me was to not let it just be an internal thing, to not just let it be in my own head. So I think one of the really important aspects of discernment is inviting other people into your own discernment. So whether that be a priest or family members, a spiritual director, but allowing other people into that process, I found is really important. What about you?
That's great. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that another way of kind of getting outside of your own head or experiencing what this call is really about is to find ways to begin to experience the life itself and to do the work of ministry. So, like I said, during my pastoral year, I had a chance to do that all full time. But anyone really can find ways of service in the church, getting involved in your parish, or just asking your pastor if you could maybe shadow him in some ministry or to help out with some events. I think that those kinds of things are really important to begin to kind of work out and actually to experience in reality what this life is all about. So it's not just something you're praying over, not just something you're talking to people about, but you're getting a chance to kind of experience.
Totally. Well, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you all. God bless.